So as you know, I'm starting Playthru series, and we are going to be taking a look at a game that I absolutely love, and that is The Adventurers, the follow-up to Star Drifter and Drifter, two fantastic games. Today, I'm going to do these in segments, so you'll see this twice a month, as well as some of the other things that I'm going to be mixing in, some playthroughs and some ideas during this very tough time when we don't know what's going to happen as far as being able to get new games, or they're going to be overpriced and stuff like that. There are games that are affordable out there and that you can get and have a fantastic time with. So, without further ado, let's go down and create our character. All right, this is such a great game. What you really need to do is go to Drive-Thru RPG, print this out. Okay, it's very affordable. You don't have to bind it like I do and everything like that. You could use it as a PDF, however, but we are going to start and we are going to create our character. First thing we're going to do is choose how we're going to play. Well, I'm going to start this particular playthrough is hopefully before I die I can reach where I raised up a 500 gold. All right, the campaign is what you do is you keep on accumulating as much gold as you possibly can until you die, and then once you die you calculate, and that sets your high score. So we're going to do things a little bit differently. First thing we're going to do here is we're going to put in the name of our character, which of course I think you know who my boy will be, and we're going to call him Seahawk. Big shock, right? Because I can't call him Maple Leaf. All right, Seahawk. All right, and there we go. All right, so there we go. What's his class? Well, let's find out. First, we give him a name, and then we understand what this means. This is our wound level. Okay, so right now, you know, we start off with no wounds, right? Okay. Next is physicality. Okay, represents all your character's physical skills. Physicality lowers depending on your character's current wound level, regardless of what class you've chosen. You start with a 4 physicality score. So, all right, so we're going to make that real simple. We're going to circle 4, okay? So as our wounds go, this is going to hurt us. So if we have a light wound, we'll be down to 4 physicality. Medium wound will be down to 3, 2. Which one's this? A debilitating wound will only have 1 physicality. And if we go too far, guess what? We're going to end up dead. We don't want to do that. All right, next. Represents all your character's mental skills. And that's intellect. It also is used by players or opponents whenever casting any spells or resting certain spells. Roll a d4 to determine your starting intellect score. Mark it on your character sheet. Okay, well, that's pretty good. Well, we have a d4 here, and it is, well, nobody ever said I was smart, so we're going to start off with a 1. Pretty disappointing, but that's the way it goes. Yes, I printed the thing backwards. What can I tell you? All right, so now we're going to move to our experience points. So experience points, which go here, okay? You gain experience by defeating opponents, okay? So we're not even worried about that. Certain roles on certain tables are going to do certain things. When you gain enough experience points, well, you're going to gain a level. The next thing that we have to take care of is our hero points. All right, so I'm going to move that over there, and I'm going to read this to you. You start the game with 2 hero points. Use tokens to keep track of that. Well, no. All we have to do is just, there we go. We've got 2 hero points, right? Because we have a erasable marker. Okay, you can have a maximum of 3 hero points at a time. Hero points can be used to re-roll any rolls while in combat, including companions, opponents, and opponents' rolls, or any skill test during the game. Hero points can be used to trigger certain class abilities. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, weapons. You can have one weapon at a time. If you find a different weapon that you would prefer to keep, simply erase the current weapon and write down the new one. There are events throughout the game where your weapon's shield level could increase. Highest shield level is, well, that's over here, okay? Shield level, okay, and then what weapon you have. So we've got, and then that also goes for armor. You may have only one armor at a time, so if you find a different armor and you wish to keep the new one instead, simply erase and put it in there. Okay. Items. There are other items you could find throughout the land that will assist you in your adventure. An event will specify if you are to record anything you find under your items. The event will also specify the event number for the item, game rules for your reference. Okay. Gold pieces. Let's move on to that. Gold is the currency used throughout the game. Keep track of how much money you have under gold on your character sheet. After you defeat an opponent in combat, you would immediately get to roll on the treasure table. Table D on the tables sheet. I believe, do we have that? B, C, and D. Yeah, there you go. You would roll there with a D20 and see how that all works out. Okay. Do we start with any gold? To determine if you start with any gold items, roll a D20 on the treasure table. Table D on the tables sheet under the shield column. Okay, so right here we're going to roll under that particular shield, not here. So we're going to roll a D20 to see if we start with any gold. Come on, man. Come on, my brother. What do you say? 3. We start with no gold. Hero points. Let's see. Hero points. Oh, we got hero points. +1 hero point, maximum of 3. Okay, well, I guess that's all right. So what we'll do is we're going to erase that with our finger. Okay. And we're going to move up to, here, we're going to use this one. It's a little more sharper. There we go. We're going to move up to 3 hero points, but 0 gold to start with. Okay. 0 experience points. We're at level 1. Okay. I don't think we're going to start with a weapon, to be honest with you, which isn't very cool. Indicates on your character sheet, for every 15 you gain a level. For every level up to 4 you acquire a new class ability. Ooh, okay. So now we've got to come over and decide our class. Okay, what do we want to be? Do we have any class or not? Well, over here is where we are going to determine. Okay, 0 points. Our starting weapon is a sword. Okay, and which means our starting ability will be here. So I'm going to circle this, which is an important trait that we want to have. Hold on, starting weapon sword. I wonder if that's aura shield. Oh, hold on. Oh no, we start with aura shield there, and our weapon, which will bring us up. We're going to start with a sword. I'm going to be a sword. Okay, so I start with a sword. My first ability, level 1, when you are in combat, R110, attacking with your weapon, you may spend 1 hero point to attempt a mighty blow. Any resulting wound level is increased by 1 wound level. Light wounds become medium wounds. Okay, so that's our ability. Let's see. Where will we put ability? Oh, here we go. First we write warrior. Motivation. I'm just going to put mighty blow. Blow right there. All right. I want to check aura shield, just so I make sure that we have that covered correctly. Aura shield. Aura shield. Oh, they haven't talked about that yet, so let's keep going. All right, so we picked our warrior. Okay. And you could be a ranger. Oh, jeez, maybe I should be a ranger, right? Nah. All right. Aura shields. Okay, here we go. This is where we have to do. Okay. Oh, let me just fix that here. So we almost got our character all completely set here. This is where you record any irreverent point of interest. That would be over here. And there's nothing that we have to worry about right now for that, or items or anything like that. Okay, your aura shield determines the negative presence, reputation your character has with others. Whatever makes sense to you. Okay, narratively. The higher the aura shield, the more possibility of a negative attention. In game terms, it is used to determine which column you roll under whenever determining a random event. Table A, on the table sheets, your aura shield can go up or down depending on the event. The highest is double swords in a shield, and the lowest is a clear 3-through. The highest your armor, your aura shield, the more negative the attention you could face. Okay, roll a d4 to determine your starting aura shield. Okay, let's see. 1. Oh, okay, so that is going to put me right there. So I'm starting. I am not a threat to. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. 1. Place a token. Okay, all right. That was a bad roll. Okay. I am actually starting a bit higher in the third slot here. Oh boy. That's not good. I'm going to attract a lot of attention. Whatever. All right. Motivation. Roll a d6. Let's see what that does. Motivation. The reason for your character seeking adventure is entirely up to you. Motivation has no impact on any of the mechanics of the game. It is to provide an initial depth to your narrative. Let's see. Why am I doing this? 1. Status. I want to be popular. I want to be popular. Okay, there we go. Status. All right. Perfect. Okay. You may return to E001 and continue on the second paragraph, or continue reading through to R112 to go over all the rules. Okay, so we created our character. We have a warrior. We are a warrior. Our name is Seahawk. Our motivation is we want to be status. Have status. We have 3 hero points. Matter of fact, I should have used a hero point there to re-roll that, because I can use a hero point. All right, that'll bring me down to 2. All right, and that's a 4. Oh, cool, because you don't want to start right there with that. Okay, I'm gonna. Woof. All right, so let's put that there. All right, there we go. So that's how we're going to do that. We have a sword. That's all we have. We have 1 intellect, which mostly warriors do. Okay, we have no wounds. We have no gold. We have no XP. Seems like a pretty good way to start off and get going. That's for sure. So you may return to E001. Okay, well, let's just go a little bit further here. All right. E001. The adventure begins. Okay, here we go. So we're just going to kind of get a feel for this. You are a fledgling adventurer. Now, far from home, you have set out into the fabled land in hopes of accumulating enough wealth in order to fulfill your quest. The terrain of this mysterious realm is covered in dense forest and arid deserts, hazy marshes, and rolling grasslands. Throughout, there are all walks of life, from docile critters, predatory animals, peasants, patrons, and ravenous creatures. There are tales of peril, perilous dungeons, secret tombs, and ancient ruins inhabited by mythological beasts, and menacing magic that will guard the legendary riches. Armed with your wits and your weapon of choice, you are ready to explore the highest mountain, from the highest mountains to the deepest valleys, to achieve your goal. Now, consult the entire section under R101, located in the rules section, to determine your character stats, items, and go over the general rules. When completed, return and read the next paragraph. You awake in the wilderness. Roll a d10 to determine the hex which you start at on the map board. Okay, here we go. We're gonna roll a d10. So this can't be good, man. This can't be good. All right, here we go. 2. So 18, 14. All right, let's see if we can find that on this sheet. 18, 14. Right there. Okay. Oh, let me do it on my one here that I printed out and laminated. Okay. So 18, 15, 17, 18, 18, 14. So I'm going to mark that right there so we all see it. All right. There we go. That is where we start. Okay. Well, okay. You gather supplies and set out to seek your destiny in the mystical land. Choose an available action, R101A, located in the rule sections. Okay. 101A. Okay. Let's go there. That's 101A. Oh, actions. Okay, here we go. So now it'll explain what we're going to do, how we're going to travel. We would move to an adjacent text. And I'll read this as we get going here. So there we go. We're starting here. Okay, we've got our hero all set and ready to go. And soon our adventure will begin. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this first one. Next week we will have another thing of the adventures. I want to keep these down to about, anywhere from 8 to about 12 minutes because people get bored pretty easily. So we made our character. We're all set to go. Now we're going to start doing some things and getting ourselves into trouble. Hopefully we can survive. But there's only one way to find out, and that's to join us the next time for the adventures. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon, everybody.